Good morning, KidZone, and welcome to Kids Church. I'm looking forward to worshiping virtually with you this morning. We are talking all month about humility. Humility is when you put other people's needs before your own. Last week for Easter, we celebrated the greatest example of humility we've ever been shown. That's when Jesus put us first before himself when he died on the cross to save our sins, and he rose again. This week, we're going to be talking more about humility and how to put other people first, just like Jesus put us first. I hope you enjoy the worship and the Bible story. I miss y'all so much, and I can't wait until we're able to be together again. Enjoy worship.
Hey everybody, I'm Jake. I'm really sorry if I look or sound funny today. My shirt's really tight, and I'm afraid if I breathe out, I'll pop a button. I gotta breathe. Today, I'm gonna talk to you about humility. Humility is putting others first by giving up what you think you deserve. One of the ways I like to put others first. So you're probably thinking that the smart thing to do would be to change shirts. Well, I already tried that, but none of my shirts fit today, or any of my clothes. At first I thought maybe I had gained a little weight. I mean, I have been eating a lot of mustard-filled donuts lately, but even my shoes don't fit, and I don't think I gained any weight in my feet. Almost got it, almost. Or my head. I don't know what's happening right now. Wait a second. I bet one of my friends is playing another April Fool's Month surprise on me. They switched all my clothes with smaller versions of my clothes. Man, that's elaborate. I gotta do something now. That's the rules of April Fool's month. Somebody does something to me, I've gotta do something back. Something big. Something that's never been done before. I'll put a bucket of confetti over the door. So whoever walks through will get a bucket of confetti all over them. Yeah, Jake, you're a genius. Nope. Easy, boy. So, today's story is about how we should treat people like they're more important than we are. I can't wait to try that after I prove to everyone that I'm the best at April Fool's Month surprises. Yeah! Oh. How many buttons does this thing have?
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. And now for an amazing story, inspired by the book of Philippians, chapter 2, verses 3 through 8.
Jesus' life and death and resurrection changed the way everything works. It changed how we view others and how we treat them. One of Jesus' followers, a man named Paul, wrote about it in a letter to believers in Philippi. Don't do anything only to get ahead. Instead, be humble. Value others more than yourselves. As you deal with one another, you should think and act as Jesus did. Jesus was equal with God, but Jesus didn't take advantage of that fact. Instead, He made Himself nothing. He did this by taking on the nature of a servant. He appeared as a man. He was humble and obeyed God completely. He did this even though it led to His death. Let's imagine how this truth might play out today. Angus McCrane had been up since 5:30 a.m. for his job as a school bus driver. After 3 morning routes, he skipped lunch to clean out throw up and a spilled soda from the back of his bus.
Yuck.
Then there were 3 afternoon routes and a whole stack of paperwork waiting for him at the bus garage at the end of the day. So by the time Angus got home, he was starving. He couldn't wait to dig into this delicious ribeye he'd picked up.
Gonna fire up that grill right away.
While the grill heated, Angus prepared a baked potato and sauteed green beans.
A little salt, a little lemon. Doo-doo-doo.
Then he seared the steak to perfection and slid it on his plate alongside the fluffy baked potato and crisp green beans. Ooh.
Thank you, Lord Jesus, for this food. Amen.
Angus sliced off a corner of the sizzling steak and skewered it with his fork. But before he could take a bite,
Oh, for goodness sake.
with a regretful glance at his steak, Angus headed over to his front door and opened it. His new, chipper neighbor Marge stood there, holding an enormous Siamese cat.
Hello, Marge.
I am so sorry to barge in, but I just found out about a super last-minute work trip, and I don't have anyone to watch Boris while I'm gone.
Angus just stared at the cat, and the cat stared back, smugly, as if he knew Angus hated cats.
Well, I gotta tell you, I've never been around cats much.
Oh, that's no problem. I've got everything you need right here.
Angus looked past Marge to see several bags and boxes, plus an entire carpeted climbing tree.
So, could you do it?
Angus glanced sadly at his quickly cooling steak, but he could see Marge was a little desperate.
Well, okay.
It took Marge nearly 10 minutes to explain every little detail of Boris the cat's care. Finally, Angus was alone again with his steak. And Boris.
Yeah, better keep those fuzzy paws away from my dinner, you hear me?
But before Angus could take a bite,
What on earth?
Angus jumped up and hurried over to the side window. He could see exactly what had happened.
That boy.
Zachary Kircher was the kid who lived next door. He loved sports, but didn't have good aim. He'd already dented Angus's car with a baseball and destroyed a patch of petunias playing soccer, and this time it was a rogue football that had hit the window.
At least didn't break the glass.
Angus saw Zachary scrambling to recover the football and make his escape, but as he tried to hop the fence, he stumbled.
Serves him right.
When Zachary got up, Angus could clearly see that he'd badly gashed his knee. Angus sighed, thought mournfully about his stake, and opened the window.
Zachary!
Sorry, Mr. McCrane. I'm leaving.
No, just hold on a minute. We gotta clean up that knee.
So Angus grabbed his handy-dandy first aid kit and headed outside. It took another 10 minutes to clean out all the dirt from Zachary's scrape and get it all bandaged up, and finally, Angus sat down to dinner again for the third time. His steak was barely warm.
I am so hungry I could eat the entire cow.
But before he could take a bite,
That don't sound good.
Angus ran to the front window. It appeared that the neighborhood ice cream truck had swerved to avoid Zachary, who had ran into the road to chase his football. Big no-no. And now that truck was listing sideways on a flat tire.
You have got to be kidding me.
Angus opened the front door and headed down the sidewalk. The poor teenage driver was checking out the damage.
It's my first day on the job. I wrecked the truck. They'll fire me.
No. It's just a flat, son. You wait right here.
With a deep sigh, Angus headed back to his garage, grabbed his handy-dandy toolkit, and showed the young driver how to remove the flat tire and replace it with a spare.
Thanks. I'd totally give you an ice cream sandwich, but they might fire me for giving stuff away.
Angus wiped the grease off his hands as he watched the ice cream truck ramble down the street. Speaking of ice, his dinner must be stone cold by now.
Excuse me?
Angus jumped a mile to see Marge standing behind him. She was wearing oven mitts and holding a hot apple pie. Steam seeped from the cracks.
I can't eat this since I've got to leave. I thought you might like it.
Well, glory be.
Angus inhaled the heavenly smell.
First I interrupt your dinner, then you help that kid next door, and now changing a flat? You sure put others first.
I don't generally feel like doing it, but thank you.
Angus happily accepted the apple pie. This time he would be putting dessert first while his dinner reheated in the oven. Now, it would have been a lot easier for Angus to just eat dinner and ignore the people around him who needed help, but little by little, God was helping him serve others, just like Jesus did.
Okay, so the bucket of confetti is set. As soon as someone walks through the door, the bucket will fall and they'll get covered in confetti. But let me think for a second, because something doesn't quite fit right. I'm supposed to think and act like Jesus did when he was here. Well, how did he think and act? Jesus is like God's only son, but instead of staying in some big heavenly castle, he came here as a baby and then grew up serving people, helping people who are sick, teaching people who wanted to learn. Then he died for us and came back to life. So, how did Jesus think? He thought that people mattered a whole lot. And how did he act? He loved and served and gave up everything for people. Gave up what he deserved for me. And you know the rules. Somebody does something for me, I've got to do something back. So I took the confetti myself, so no one else would have to. I mean, it's not even a big deal. I like confetti. And these aren't even my clothes. Ugh. Ugh. Sometimes putting others first gets a little messy. But you know what? That's okay. You don't put others first because it's easy. You should put others first because that's what Jesus did for you. That's the one thing I learned today. Put others first because Jesus put you first. I'm gonna say that over and over again so I'll remember. Put others first because Jesus put you first. Put others first because Jesus put you first. Love others because Jesus loved others. Like your family, your friends, your brothers, your sisters, your mother, your gardener. Put others first because Jesus put you first. Man, I feel like brand new. It's like putting on a fresh pair of clothes. except clothes that actually fit. Oh. I'm gonna need to change. I am getting confetti in my lungs. See you next time!
All right, y'all ready? Here we go. I think it's time to change my mind from only thinking me, myself, and I, laying down my pride. Gonna put somebody else at number one this time. Don't wanna be in a world where it's all about me. I'll take second to whoever is around me. I'm giving up my number one position. So we all belong at number one together. Laying down myself, shine the light on someone else. I'm giving it all for you. 'Cause we all belong at number one together. Here we go. Come on. We can change the world when we learn to share and put each other first. So I put aside myself, make it less of me and more of someone else. Don't wanna be in a world where it's all about me. I'll take second to whoever is around me. I'm giving up my number one position. So we all belong at number one together. Laying down myself, shine the light on someone else. I'm giving it all
it's a blessing. I know you're by my side, and I will be just fine. Oh God, you're always good to me. I wanna say thank you. I will live my life to praise you, and lift you high. Every night and day, I'll follow in your ways. I wanna say thank you. I wanna say thank you, God. I wanna say thank you for mercy and kindness, for grace that is endless, love and forgiveness. I wanna say thank you for mercy and kindness, for grace that is endless, love and forgiveness. I wanna say thank you. I will live my life to praise you, and lift you high. Every night and day, I'll follow in your ways. I wanna say thank you. I wanna say thank you, God. I wanna say thank you, God. I wanna say thank you, God.
Well, of all the wonderful things he could have...
Hey, why did you get me a present, which is something I'm sure I'm gonna like?
Because you keep doing things to deserve it. That's the nicest thing anybody's ever said to me.
Oh, yeah? Well, there's more where that came from. You're funny.
Oh, thank you.
You're nice.
I appreciate
and
that.
And you are a good person.
So are you!
I know you really mean that.
You know what? You're always here by my side, and I never get sick of you.
I'm so glad to hear it.
Read my lips! You're the nicest friend a guy could have!
You know what? You know what? Just open that. Open it. I want to see the look on your face.
Okay, I will.
Open it!
Oh, you got me a new game system before you bought yourself one. That's so touching.
I'm so glad you like it.
You want to play it?
I would love to. This is awesome.
I know! Hello, all you beautiful people out there. I'm John.
And I'm Brandon, and you're watching
The So-and-So Show.
I don't know if you folks out there know this, but John and I each take turns deciding what we want to do on the show each week.
Yeah. Every other week, I plan stuff, and every other week, Brandon plans stuff.
Right, and this week is
my week.
What?
And today I have planned a show that's all about diving deep into our soul.
Oh, that's great.
A show about discovering life-changing truths.
Yeah, again,
but first, let's play a meaningless game.
What?
Meaningless game.
Yes. John, you can't do a meaningless game because this week
is fine. Then it's time for a meaningful game.
Okay, let's play your game. I'm sure it'll be great.
Why, thank you, friend. You know what? I'll say the same thing when it's your turn to play a game next week.
Actually, now that you mentioned
Let's go play!
All right, what's this meaningful game?
It's a game called Flip It! Flip It!
How many times are we going to do that?
How many times? As many as John wants. As many as I want.
I'm sorry I asked.
No problem.
Let's play.
Okay, great. Underneath each of these cloths is an item that has been flipped upside down. All you have to do is identify what it is.
Oh, am I the only one playing?
Yep.
Why?
Because it's my day to make the show, and what I says is... don't want you cheating either, so blindfold on. Boom.
I'm not going to cheat. I would have closed my eyes.
You're not going to cheat? Okay. Here is your first item.
Right there. What is that? It's like an octopus tentacle. Oh, wait. No, I know what it is. Is it a bath mat?
Yes! Yeah. Very good. Great job. On to our next one.
On to our next one. I really don't want to do this.
No. It's my day.
I know.
Play.
Fine. Okay. I'm doing it.
Here we go. Right there.
Gross. Is this going to make me sick touching it? What are you doing? I don't know what it is. It's like an elephant eye or
Oh,
something?
no, that'd be gross. But that would be really cool, though.
Is it like a mushroom?
Oh, yes! Absolutely, you got it. Good job. All
Stalk
right.
has been cut off.
Okay, one more.
Okay, okay.
All right, I'm going to bring it over here. All right,
do
you
we-
ready
do
for
we
this?
have to keep doing
Yeah,
this?
no.
Is this the last one?
My day. Okay, here we go. Ready?
Okay. It's yuck. It's a wet sponge. It's not? Feels like
No.
Oh, gross. What was that? Something. Can I?
Sure, if you want.
Is that pineapple upside down cake?
Oh, wrong! It's an upside down pineapple upside down cake. Get it? Or maybe we should call it a pineapple right side up cake. Game over. Hey, I'm getting the feeling that you're a little grumpy.
No, I'm not. I just don't understand how that game was supposed to be meaningful.
Okay, well, I wouldn't be this grumpy if it were your week to plan stuff. So.
Yeah, about that. It's not actually.
Oh, hey, I almost forgot. It's Bible story time with Kellen.
What's up, my friends? How's it going?
Couldn't be better, Kellen. Although, just between the two of us, Brandon is a little grumpy.
It's not between the two of you if I can hear you.
See what I mean?
I can still hear you.
I'm sorry, did you say something?
Hey, Kellen, what do you got for us today?
An app.
Oh, like for our phones?
Yup, and it's called
Humble Pie! That never gets old.
No?
This app is going to help me tell today's Bible story, along with you guys.
You want us to download the app?
If you would.
Oh, done.
Okay.
Yeah, but you good?
Almost got it. Just gotta. Loading. Got it.
Okay, open them up and watch what happens.
Okay.
Wow! This is really cool, Kellen. Hey, I can see Brandon. Hey, Brandon. It's like you're sitting next to me.
How do we play, Kellen?
Actually, before we play, check this out. Excuse me, gents. The Apostle Paul wrote a bunch of letters in what we call the book of Philippians. Paul wrote this: "Don't do anything only to get ahead. Instead, be humble. Value others more than yourselves. As you deal with one another, you should think and act as Jesus did." And how did Jesus act? Let's continue. Ba-boom! In his very nature, he was God. But Jesus didn't take advantage of that fact. Instead, he made himself nothing. He did this by taking on the nature of a servant. He was humble and obeyed God completely. He did this even though it led to his death. Even worse, he died on the cross. Are you still there, fellas?
Yep.
You betcha. Why do I look like a bunny rabbit?
You have a filter on.
I have a what?
You have a filter on here, right here.
Huh. All right. I don't know how that happened. Continue, Kellen.
Great. Here's how you play. For each scenario I give you, you have to decide if you're going to put yourself first or if you're going to be humble. Simple, right?
Sure, but I don't think either of us will pick what's selfish.
Good point. Maybe one of you should volunteer as the non-humble player.
Sure, I'll help you out, Kellen.
Perfect. All right, here we go. First scenario. You're running late for work. On your way, you see a lady drop her groceries. Do you stop to help her?
Yes.
I'll say no.
Humble Pie!
What happened? Where did that pie come from?
I forgot to mention in this app, it involves virtual reality.
Virtual? Look at my face! Wait, is this a filter? No!
Second scenario. You had plans to see the new superhero movie, but a friend needs your help instead. Do you help him?
Yes.
How about you?
No.
Humble Pie! come on! Hey, you gotta eat the humble pie when you don't put others first, Brando.
True. Although, I must say, he's being pretty humble already.
How's that?
Well, he's letting himself get hit in the face with a pie when you know it's his week.
What are you talking about?
Well, this is his week to plan the show, right?
No. Wait. No? Are you sure? Is that true?
Yeah.
Why didn't you say something to me? If you would have said something, I would have listened.
Well, I tried, but every time...
Are we gonna finish this game or what?
I mean, well...
Third scenario.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You want to watch soccer on TV, but your little sister really wants to watch cartoons. Do you let her watch?
Yes. Say no. Say no.
Fine. No.
Humble pie!
That was awesome.
Yeah. Thanks, John.
No, that's not bad.
Well, I'm not sure who won the game, but I think the point's the same. Jesus put people first. He gave his life for us. We should do our best to think and act like Jesus did, even if that means every once in a while giving up what we want or what we think we deserve, and even if it means taking the occasional pie to the face. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Kellen.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Anytime. I'll see you guys around.
Bye, man. You know, these towels never fail.
I know. And they don't stain.
So, dude, I can't believe you just gave up a show that was rightfully yours and just let me ramble on like that.
Yeah.
You would never use so many graphics.
Never.
Never.
Well, maybe just one more.
What?
Reveal the question! What keeps you from putting others first?
Well, you could be easily distracted. Like, has that mannequin always been over there?
Talk about it with each other. What keeps you from putting others first?
Oh, man, I feel so bad.
Don't beat yourself up. Hey, maybe you can make it up to me by letting me plan the next 2 shows in a row.
Deal!
Thank you. Until next time, I'm Brandon.
And I think that mannequin is getting closer.
And we'll see you next time on the So-and-So Show.
All right. Y'all ready? Here we go. I think it's time to change my mind from only thinking me, myself, and I. Laying down my pride. Gonna put somebody else at number 1 this time. Don't wanna be in a world where it's all about me. I'll take second to whoever is around me. I'm giving up my number 1 position. So we all belong at number 1 together. Laying down myself, shine the light on someone else. I'm giving it all for you. 'Cause we all belong at number 1 together. Here we go. Come on. We can change the world when we learn to share and put each other first. So I put aside myself, making less of me and more of someone else. Don't wanna be in a world where it's all about me. I'll take second to whoever is around me. I'm giving up my number more for